Our speaker for the international speech is Ken Krawchuk. You did this to me. You did this to me, Ken Krawchuk.
And you did this to me too. Let me explain. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, do you remember your very first Toastmaster meeting? I certainly remember mine. I was terrified. Some people get butterflies when they speak in public. I get pterodactyls. You know those pointy-winged dinosaurs? Worse yet, I would get asthma attacks every time I tried to speak in public. So it should be no surprise that it took me 3 meetings before I had the courage to do a tabletop. 6 months before I did my icebreaker. And even then, when I did it, I just read it off a piece of paper with my shaking hands. Oh yeah, I remember my first Toastmaster meeting. But there was one thing that really stuck with me. Surprisingly, it was the counter report. It started off as the usual thing. Joe, you had 3 your nose. Gene, you had 6 ums. Pat, you had 36 ums. And the room burst into applause. Me, it's my first meeting. I yelled at the guy next to me. Why are they clapping? Last time she had 50. Who are these people? I said to myself. Didn't take long to find out who those people were. They were you. Each and every one of you. You take any excuse you can to point out how somebody's getting better. Even if it's something esoteric like 50 versus 36 ums. It took 2 years before I became one of those people. All of a sudden, I could get up there and I could communicate. I was able to tame my pterodactyls. I was able to abandon my asthma. I was now able to stand there and actually make sense. You did this to me. Could not have done it without you. But you didn't stop there. No. You said, Ken, leadership skills. We're going to teach you how to resolve conflicts. We're going to teach you how to introduce people. We're going to teach you all these different things. You did that to me too. But you didn't stop there, because now there are all the advanced projects coming along. Whatever it may be. Here's one about how to do research. How to present it to people without boring them to death. Or how to communicate on television. And yes, you should wear makeup. One thing after another. Turned out that I was no longer the person who started Toastmasters. I used to be the guy who hang out in the back, hide in the back. Now I'm the guy in the front making all this noise. You did this to me. One after the other. But you know, that really introduces a conundrum into all this. There's an old saying that you don't light a lamp and hide it under a bushel basket. Instead, you hold that lamp high and you let it shine. But what would I do? How would I do that? Of course, Toastmasters has an answer to that one too. It's called high-performance leadership. That's where you take your skills out on the road and do something outside the club and shine out in the real world. What would I do? I know. I'm going to run for governor of Pennsylvania. Yep, governor of Pennsylvania. Home of Benjamin Franklin, Mr. Rogers, Taylor Swift. Why, governor? Because I can. Because I now have the skill set to do it. And you know where I got that skill set from? You did this to me. So what I'd like to do right now is demonstrate what you did to me. What I want to do is pretend that this is a civic association meeting, a candidate debate or something like that, and give you my response. Sound good?
Sounds good.
I would like to thank Area 31 for inviting me to speak today. What I'd like to do is cover the three main topics that pollsters say Pennsylvanians are concerned about: education, the economy, and elections. Take them one at a time. The three E's, I call them. The first E, education. Do you know that more than half the kids in Pennsylvania cannot read at grade level? 2/3 can't do math at grade level. Obviously, there are some problems with government education. What I plan to do is offer vouchers worth the average cost of a private education and give one to each kid in Pennsylvania so they can escape failing schools. Second E, the economy. As governor, Pennsylvania itself, the cost of government in Pennsylvania has been rising at more than 3 times the rate of inflation for over 50 years. When I'm governor, that trend will end. I'm going to veto every single tax increase that crosses my desk and use the line item veto to get rid of pork barrel spending, special interest spending, things like that. The third E, elections. Mail-in ballots are ubiquitous these days, but they are also the easiest way to cheat in an election. So I work to eliminate mail-in ballots in favor of good old-fashioned in-person voting. So there you have it, my 3 E's. Would you like a private education for your children? Would you like more money in your pocket? Would you like elections you can trust? Then please vote for me, Ken Krawchuk, Libertarian for Pennsylvania governor. Because if you keep voting the way you've been voting, you're going to keep on getting just what you've been getting. And I don't know about you, but I have had enough. So what do you think? I'm not asking if you agree with me or not. I just want to point out that I could not have even thought of doing anything like this if not for what I experienced at Toastmasters. We all know who did this? You did. And I can't thank you enough. Now let's see what kind of evaluation I get from the voters of Pennsylvania.